Hi.
Hello, everyone, and thank you once again for joining us for another Universal 7-Day Project Candle Projects mission to stop domestic violence. That's the mission that we are taking on today. This is our third mission. And if you can follow us, if you type into the Facebook search engine, if you just put in the Universal 7-Day Candle Projects, you'll be able to find our page, sign up, see what we're doing. But I'm Goddess Rhonda, and we have with us our beautiful Goddess Star.
Hi, everyone. Glad to have you guys all back again, and I love having myself back here again from our little hiatus that we did. But thank you so much for being here with us.
And as always, before we begin, we like to cast a circle of protection around us. The smudge is a little slow going today, but there we go. All hail, our lords and ladies of the East, my brothers and sisters, my brother and patron, the sacred element of air. Namaste. Divine honor, love, joy, peace, and respect to thee, my lords and ladies. I charge thee, please cause a barrier of protection through all of our walls that face your direction, from corner to corner and end to end. Let peace and protection reign herein. Thank you, and so it is.
All hail, our lords and ladies of the South, my brothers and sisters, my brother and patron, the sacred element of fire. Namaste. Divine honor, love, joy, peace, and respect to thee. I charge thee, please cause a barrier of protection through all of our walls that face your direction. From corner to corner and end to end, let peace and protection reign herein. Thank you, and so it is.
So it is. All hail, our lords and ladies of the West, our brothers and sisters, excuse me, our sister and patron, the sacred element of water. Namaste, divine honor, love, joy, peace, and respect to thee, my lords and ladies. I charge thee, please cause a barrier of protection through all of our walls that face your direction, from corner to corner and end to end. Let peace and protection reign herein. Thank you, and so it is.
So it is. Hail, O lords and ladies of the North, my brothers and sisters, my sister and patron, the sacred element of earth. Namaste. Divine honor, love, joy, peace, and respect to thee. I charge thee, please cause a barrier of protection through all of our walls that face your direction, from corner to corner and end to end. Let peace and protection reign therein. Thank you.
So it is. And we now bring down the divine white light from the sacred source of all well being and fill our spaces with peace and protection always. So it is.
So it is.
So, once again, thank you all for taking a stand and believing in taking action to make a difference in the world. No matter what anyone's belief system is, by combining our energies, our strengths, our intentions, it can really help to lessen and therefore balance out the negative energy so that peace can finally be restored. And to thank you for your help and courage, at the end of the ceremony, as always, we will offer blessings to those who want it. Please note that I have not had a chance to post how to prepare this candle yet, because that's why we're doing this a little earlier today. We both have some pre-existing commitments that we have to take care of, and we're celebrating the awesome um, holiday today. My throat's a little scratchy, so please forgive me. And so we're doing this a little bit earlier because we did not want to let another weekend go by without us doing that ceremony. But later on, I will post how to do the candle instructions in our Priestess View show group, which is where we put all of our spells. So I'll be able to get that done either sometime tonight or tomorrow. It's probably tomorrow that I'll be able to do it. But anyway, As you know, this is week 7 of our 3rd mission, and we are continuing to fight back against domestic violence. This is an extremely powerful day and time to do the ceremony. We are in the day of Saturn, of protection, purification, and restriction of those things that are adverse to us. And today we're beginning in the hour of Venus, the goddess of love, but also of war. And over the next 3 weeks that we have left, we will layer each ceremony with intentions to stop domestic violence on all levels. This week, we are addressing the overinflated sense of privilege. Now, if you look at the wheel of violence, and there's a link to that in the description of this video, at the bottom of the description of this video, that spoke of the wheel says using male privilege, but abuse is not gender specific. We have a lot of same-sex marriages, but also I know women that can be just as horribly abusive as men. So I took the gender out of it. I'm just saying using an overinflated sense of privilege. So on that spoke, we have treating the victim like a servant, making all of the big decisions, acting like the master of the castle, and defining the roles of the home. Well, we counter treating the victim like a servant with the energy of fairness and justice. And we counter making all of the big decisions with the energy of cooperation and equal respect for all opinions. We counter acting like the master of the castle with the energy of humility and recognition that the home is a shared place with equal rights for all. And we counter defining the roles in the home with the energy of mutual respect as opposed to dictatorship. And for today, I am calling upon the goddess Nemesis, the goddess of fairness, balance, revenge, and retribution. She punishes those who have overinflated senses of entitlement and restores balance so that everyone has their fair share, as opposed to just one person unjustly benefiting or taking away the privileges of others so that they can have that power for themselves.
And I wanted to kind of follow up with some of what Goddess Rhonda mentioned and kind of go over some of the things that is mentioned on that section of the wheel about how is male privilege used as a form of control. And again, as Goddess Rhonda mentioned earlier, I'm not necessarily being gender specific. I'm just going to say it the way it's been said all along, but I do know, like Goddess Rhonda has said, there are women that has also abused males, and there are same-sex marriages. So whatever that, I guess what you will term the person that becomes that male individual or the male aspect of it within that relationship that's abusive, that's what we kind of in this particular case referring to. So how is male privilege used as a form of control? Men traditionally have dominated the family, politics, law, finance, education, the police, the military, and more. They have the power to gain and maintain control. And how does male privilege support domestic violence? It fosters the belief that women are weak, dependent, and not capable of making life choices for themselves, and that men have the authority to make those decisions for them. When this authority is challenged, abusive men react by using controlling and abusive behaviors, including violence, in order to maintain control and retain the privileges they believe they are entitled to. In a particular case like this, where it's not being gender specific, I have seen where the female that is being the abuser, um, thinking that because the gentleman is soft-spoken or deals very calmly with them as a weakness instead, and they become that abuser in trying to maintain that control. So in continuing, what is the intent of man abusing male privilege? The intent of male privilege is to maintain control of the family or relationship structure using any means they choose. These men abuse this privilege when they seek to get something or everything out of the relationship without putting anything into it. They want to be waited on and be taken care of, capable of doing things themselves. These men want to get their own way without having to negotiate and compromise, even if it involves using abusive behaviors. They want to be respected even though they haven't earned it. If men view male privilege as a given, why do they abuse it? Some have said they feel threatened. It is a system based on a scarcity mentality. Again, with the abundance mentality, there is enough pie or power for everyone if it is shared equally. Perhaps some men fear that women who gain power will start acting like men and start abusing them. We're not entirely sure as to how or what's true with that. Again, I would say, thinking from your perspective, what do you all think about that? For that little part there, Goddess Rhonda, what do you think about that little section there?
Well, I think that you're absolutely right. And I've seen abusive men, I've seen abusive women. I've actually even seen
Yeah,
children abuse their parents. I mean,
yeah,
it stems
yes,
all along. And that feeling, that mentality of scarcity, of inferiority. And actually traditionally in the olden days, women were responsible really for the home, for the accounts, for all those things. Men, they hunted, they gathered, they did kind of the labor thing. And I don't say that to be, you know, I don't say that to
sex.
be
I know, no,
sexist or anything. It's just the way it was. And if you looked at it, it logically made sense. They had that physical strength to get out there and do that kind of work, whereas the women, they took care of the bookkeeping, the accounting. And I think at some point, men, and if you look at the history of it through Samaria and all the other spaces where men decided to come in, they decided they wanted to be in charge. And so through force, they kind of did this coup where they took over everything. And, I'm sorry to say, your way doesn't work very well. I think our system worked very well as women, but however, that's neither here nor there. Getting back to what Goddess Star was saying, yes, they feel threatened. This is a system based on a scarcity mentality, but also such an inferiority complex that if they
yeah,
feel that if they can't flex those muscles and just show and dominate their strength, they themselves are going to fall into weakness. And this is all a problem that they truly need help with. I think it's actually an illness, which does not excuse it, but what they're doing is absolutely inexcusable. And when you have to feel like you have to use that kind of force to get your way, it actually, the more force that you use, shows how small you actually
yeah.
feel inside.
There we go. Both imitating one another. We both did it at the
We
same
both
time.
did it at the same time.
How, yes, just how small they are. I kid you not.
Yes.
And so that just says, exactly what we wanted to impact and impart to everyone about what this is all about.
Right.
Um, and while we're doing all of this, I'm going to continue with this part, but just to kind of say, while we've been doing this, we've also been dealing with a lot of it outside, um, physically and everything. And it's very disheartening. It just feels like, when will it stop? Because it has to stop and because it does affect us all. But I'm going to continue with this part is what is the impact of men abusing their male privilege on their partners? It devalues her worth as a human being and her abilities. It fosters an unhealthy dependence and self-doubt. It destroys your self-esteem. She may feel trapped, angry, powerless, unfulfilled, resentful, and worthless, which is what they wanted to accomplish in the first place. She learns to be manipulative in order to get what she wants. On the children, same as above, as well as this is how it is in the real world. The girls learn to be manipulative, the boys learn to be aggressive, and both learn it's okay to be abusive, controlling, and violent. And this is not something that you want to have being fostered and passed on as a generation thing. Both learn that violence is the way that a person gets what they want, and the cycle continues, and you don't want to do this. You know, on their relationships in general, healthy relationships are based on mutual caring, understanding, respect, and equality, and male privilege by its very qualities of a healthy relationship. On they themselves, by abusing their privilege, these men will never become fully functioning human beings because emotionally they will never grow up. They will
Right.
never change unless they decide one day, I really want to change this. This is not who I want to continue to be as a man, as a human being, and just in general. They never learn what a caring, mutually respectful relationship is all about because they never thought to learn to be different about it. And I know a lot of people say that because the kids saw it, they continued the cycle. I also know a lot of them that because they saw it and the destruction that it caused, they became that warrior, that protector against it. They made sure they changed it. So if that child could grow up and change, why cannot that so called adult decide to change? Is
Right.
it the child has more that much more power than that grown supposed individual? Are you kidding me? You know?
Right.
No. That means you do have that mental capacity to make that change. On society in general, male privilege fosters a system of inequality in which no two people are equal. They may have power over some, but there will always be someone more powerful than them. And the name of the game then becomes pass on the pain. It is a system that fosters sexism, racism, heterosexism, and discrimination because resources are distributed. Poverty becomes a way of life for many. Sexism, racism, homophobia, discrimination, and poverty are the worst forms of violence because they destroy human dignity, human potential, and human life. What have we become? What are we becoming? Male privilege creates a system that blames the victims until after a while the victims actually believe themselves that they deserve it. That's all they're good for. She made me do it. Really? You can't forgive them, and so on. It is a system that creates unnecessary human suffering and it affects us all. And with that in mind, I'm invoking the great Mother Durga again. And I've worked with the Universal Candle. So you will see her symbol up within the
Mhm.
group. It's the same one I have. So it's there already for you. And um, this day is to working with her to remove your sorrows and sufferings, where she steps in to give us the strength to either take yourself and your family away from your present situation, or to give you inner strength to help you see that you are stronger than you think, to help prevent and protect you from further abuse by slaying those aspects of your enemy's power that are harming you and yours and disarming them so that they no longer can do you harm. You have endured much, and she will help you persevere, giving you the inner strength to fight your battles from the inside out and coming outward. Enough as you rise to become that new person that you wish to be. So, and I was able to the spell for you in the group page within there for you, and I also I pulled up some domestic violence resources for you, whether the phone numbers or the websites. And I was quite impressed with the Department of Justice's domestic violence resources that they've created. So check it out and see if any of them can help you. And it covers for teens as well, because there's a lot of teens that go out on dates and they go through abusive situations. So please look it up and see if there's any resources there that you need. So let's begin with our opening prayer.
Earth, I invoke and evoke, request and accept all of your wonderful, positive, powerful properties, gifts, blessings, and protection. And I ask that you empower us with all of your abilities of creation and manifestation as we create this ceremony to end domestic violence and to manifest freedom and safety for the victims. I also send this energy to be conveyed to all the participants who want it, as well as their candle and other tools they may be using. So mote it be.
So mote it be. Air, I invoke and evoke, request and accept all of your wonderful positive properties, gifts, blessings, and protections, and I ask that you empower us with your ability to smoothly flow over, under, around, or through any obstacles and carry your freedom and movement to the victims of domestic violence and manifest freedom and safety for the victims. I also send this energy to be converted to the participants who want it, as well as their candle and other tools they may be using. So mote it be.
So mote it be. Fire. I invoke and evoke, request and accept all of your wonderful, positive, powerful properties, gifts, blessings, and protections. And I ask that you empower us with strength and protection as well as your ability to burn away any and all blockages to the freedom of the victims of domestic violence and manifest freedom and safety for all of them. And I also send this energy to be conveyed to the participants who want it, as well as their candle and other tools they may be using. So mote it be.
So mote it be. Water, I invoke and evoke, request and accept all of your wonderful positive properties, gifts, blessings, and protections. And I ask that you empower us with your ability to cleanse and wash away domestic violence, to cleanse and heal the victims and manifest their freedom and safety. I also send this energy to be conveyed to the participants who want it, as well as their candle and other tools they may be using. So mote it be.
So mote it be. And again, I will post how to do my candle in the Priestess View show group, either sometime this evening or sometime tomorrow. So I'm just going to give you a brief description of who I chose to help for help and why. And since this portion of the wheel addresses unbalanced rights and privileges, I'm calling upon Goddess Nemesis, the goddess of fairness, balance, revenge, and retribution. She punishes those who have that overinflated sense of entitlement and restores balance so that everyone has their fair share, as opposed to just one person unjustly benefiting or taking away the privileges of others so that they can have them for themselves. I'm using a white candle to represent the divine feminine and our divine sister moon in her fullness and glory. And I put the scales of justice on the candle to represent Goddess Nemesis. I did the scale in red and put gold glitter over it because her colors are red and gold. And she is the one, when you see that someone seems to be, you see like, it seems like criminals just, or people just forcefully take things from other people while and leaving the other person suffering. If you know of a situation like that, where someone who is not a nice person is constantly taking advantage of people and seems to be profiting from it, Goddess Nemesis is the sister to call upon, because she does not accept that and she works to change it and right the situation, which is why I have called upon her. So I like to call upon my dear brother Ganesha whenever we start a ceremony as well, because he removes all obstacles, and we ask him to remove all obstacles to this ceremony. So for my brother Ganesha, I say his mantra, Om Gung Ganapataye Namaha, my dear brother Ganesha, you the remover of all obstacles. Please remove any blockages to our ceremony and to stop domestic violence in all forms. And I thank you and make an offering to you. And I make offerings of rice, which is a universal offering, but you can offer whatever you like, flowers, candy, or whatever. Excuse me. I also call upon thee, our divine Mother Goddess, our divine Sister Moon, in your fullness and glory, our divine Father God, our divine Brother Sun, our dear Brother Saturn on this your day, and our dear Sister and Patron Venus during this your hour, and our divine Sister Goddess Nemesis, and ask that you marry your energies with this candle and our ceremony, and grant to all domestic violence victims that they clearly see the truth of their situations and give them the strength to seek and be granted the justice and fairness they so deserve. We ask you, dear Sister Nemesis, that you employ the energy of your scales of justice and fairness and restore the rights and privileges of the abused along with their awareness of their rights and privileges, and to help them to enforce those rights and privileges, or even to get help to enforce those rights and privileges if they are unable to do it themselves. And we also ask that the abusers themselves recognize the truth that they are not entitled to sovereign reign over their homes, but that the rights and opinions of all occupants must be respected and honored. We also give honor to the day of Saturn and ask, as always, our dear brother, that you restrict abusers from causing harm to anyone and restrict the damage done to the victims. We also honor and engage the hour of our dear sister Venus and ask you to please replace the fear, anger, and control in the homes of the victims with the energy of love, nurture, caring, and respect. Thank you. So it is. And we engage in the energies of our divine Mother Goddess, our divine Sister Moon, in your fullness and glory, and ask that you please grant to the victims of domestic violence love, peace, nurture, and prosperity. Please take them in your arms, our divine Mother, as they so need your healing and grace. And please, our dear Sister Moon, please illuminate and heal them with your divine light, strength, and energy. Please fill their lives with peace, hope, and the strength to survive and remove themselves from their adverse situations. Thank you, and so it is.
So it is. For my part, I ask that if you have been using the multicolor candle to be the center for your handling domestic violence and its entire inside out, you can also continue to do that. And like I said earlier, I am working with the goddess Durga, Mother Goddess Durga, and I placed up in the group page the entire spell work on how to do it. This is my letter of intention, and I am passing it through my incense um, that I have placed in my cauldron here, and I am allowing it to be sent up into the universe. That way, intentions and I used a red candle representing Mother Goddess Durga, and I carved her sigil on it. And you have choices that I gave you of the incense and oil and everything that you can use for this. And I'm using the cayenne pepper, black pepper, um, some red wine. That those are all offerings, and honey that I'm offering to the goddess Durga. And all in what I've put out for you guys in the group page. Um, and I am going to place all of those in my bowl that I have. And as there, I explained that you needed 3 bowls. The two smaller ones, one is empty, one is not. The other one that's not empty has 108 pennies, which you are going to be using, transferring every time you say the goddess chant for Goddess Durga. Each penny is transferred one at a time until it's all 108 pennies are over in the other bowl. And you can do that at one sitting, or you could take a break and still go back and do it again, because it can get, because you're saying it 108 times. And of course, I'm not going to be saying that all here. So I will say it a couple of times here with you guys, and you will know what to say. And it's also written up on the group page as well, that I keep repeating. In the bowl, I am placing my offering of myrrh, cayenne pepper, um, sea salt, and let's see, and I lit my incense. And first we will put your letter in the bowl, and then on top. But because where I have it right now is a little bit precarious, so I'm not going to do that right now. I will do it after. But um, you put the salt, the sea salt first. These are all offerings to the goddess Durga to thank her for working with us and for honoring her at the same time. Followed by the cayenne pepper in a circle around, followed by myrrh. And I thank you, goddess, in every way for being part of this ritual with us. Followed by the dragon's blood. And I knew there was something that I forgot. I'll add that at the end afterwards. I have my honey, and I did forget. Okay, oh, here we go. I add my honey around, and I try to go clockwise with everything. I mean, it's up to you. I don't think it really matters. That's just me saying that. Um, so the honey, and that's what I forgot, the red wine. You would pour some red wine in a circle around as well. Will add your rose petals. And I don't have my red wine with me. I'll have to get that after. But you place that in the bowl, and then you place the candle inside of it. And then as you say it, you'll be reciting the 108 pennies. And again, you don't have to be. It's not. And now we're not always going to be phonetically correct, because I'm not even sure if I'm saying it phonetically correct. And I'm sure Goddess Rhonda, who knows a lot of the Hindu gods and goddesses, can help me with that. And the prayer that when you are saying the chant, I want you to visualize the Great Mother Durga riding on the back of a tiger. With her 10 hands, she bears weapons, and is bristling with ferocity as she comes to battle for your safety and protection. And if you want, I also gave you the English version of what you're saying with this one. And it's Om Hrim Dam Durga Yai Nama. Om Hrim Dam Durga Yai Nama. Is that how am I pronouncing?
It's a different phonetically. It's different. So Om Hreem I equals E. So Om Hreem Durgaye Namaha.
Thank you. And in English, it is, O Supreme and Fearless Mother Durga, destroy all evils without exception that my enemies may send to me. Okay, and you could keep that you will keep repeating, whether in English or in the chant that's there, until you all 108 pennies are done. Thank you, Goddess Rhonda. I knew you would know that part.
Yes, and also you can do things as long as you are doing it in sets of 9. So you can say it 9 times, 18 times, because it's in pieces of 9. So if you don't have time to say that 108 times, you can make this a 9-day kind of a thing where you do it for 9 days, or do it 18 times at once. As long as you're doing it in sets of 9, you're okay.
Excellent, excellent. She studies the Hindu goddesses a lot, gods and goddesses. So I really rely on her to help me with that. But I love the Hindu goddesses and the gods, and I have to learn more about them. So it's awesome. Thank you so much, Goddess Rhonda.
You are so welcome.
And the kind of prayer or words that I chose to use with it is, I see the pain. Sorry, one second. I see the past, I see the pain. I see that from which I no longer gain. Each time I relive the agony, it's as if it's haunting me. This leaves a stain on my soul, and another inner battle then unfolds. Yet now I see a brand new day shall rise, who hurt me, that justice be done, as this too shall pass, as I am free that you have placed upon me. It is forever in my past, and I shall live unplagued by its horrors at last. I smile. As you acknowledge and accept the wisdom of the Divine Mother Goddess and Divine Father God, Allow yourself to go through the healing of the abuse on your psyche, on your mind, on your body, and on your spirit. Focusing on the candle that you light yourself surrounded by the earth, air, fire, and water, as they are always encompassing and enveloping you in warmth, happiness, and love. Thank them all for giving you the strength and guidance to take back your life and for offering you access to peace that you wish to attain. So
Beautiful. That was beautiful.
thank you.
Okay, we are going to now do our joint candle blessing.
Yes.
I invoke and evoke, request and accept all of the wonderful, positive, powerful properties, gifts, blessings, and protections of our divine sacred patron elements of earth, of air, of fire, of water, of wood, of metal, of stone. I ask you to safely marry your energies with us and our candles and ask that you cleanse, strengthen, bless, and empower this ceremony, our candles, and ourselves, that we may be an effective tool to rid the world of domestic violence and heal the damage it has caused to all of us. Because if one of us is harmed by it, then all of us is harmed by it. And we seek to eradicate it from us and our realm forever and replace it with love, peace, balance, safety, prosperity, strength, and the protection from anyone ever being a victim of domestic violence again. Thank you, and so it is.
So it is. I bless and consecrate thee as a magical tool, to be used as a candle of enlightenment, to become the lance of sovereignty, the womb of the earth mother, to be the shield and protector of many, that thou shalt ever serve me and those who have joined us here today, in truth, power, and wisdom. So mote it be.
So mote it be. We send energy to the victims to counter the control. We counter treating the victim like a servant with the energy of fairness and justice. We counter making all of the big decisions with the cooperation and equal respect for our opinions.
We counter acting like the master of the castle, with the energy of humility, recognition, that they share with equal rights for all. We counter defining the roles in the home with mutual respect as opposed to dictatorship. We counter acting like the master of the castle, with the energy of humility and recognition that the home is a shared place with equal rights for all. We counter defining the roles in the home with the energy of mutual respect as opposed to dictatorship, lighting up. Oh, sorry.
This is a little earlier for us, so please just bear with us. Goddess
Yeah,
Star and I are night
so
people. We're not too good with
tired.
day people. So here is our beautiful candles, nice and lit for you. I don't think I showed you my candle before with the scales, such as they are. But now we've got that going, so we'll put that here.
And there's mine, the goddess Dickerson.
Very beautiful. Can you shift it so we can see that symbol a little bit better?
Sorry.
There you go.
Is that good?
Yes, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I carved the whole thing all, so it's very big. So
Uh-huh.
sometimes it's hard to see it all. There you go. I think you guys got it.
It's
Okay.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Uh,
Okay.
so now we thank you again for your strength and convictions, and offer blessings to those who want it. So for those who wish to accept these blessings, I unhook and release you from all of the cords and adverse energies that keep you from the prosperity, good health, and power that is your birthright, and send those adversities into the light to be healed and resolved, as we are all healed from them. And restore your divine peace, strength, good health, prosperity, free will, and the optimum flow of divine balanced energy. Excuse me. I am making an offering to our divine Mother Goddess, our divine Sister Moon, to bless the participants of this ceremony with new and continued blessings of prosperity, peace, and good health. I make an offering to the divine universal life forces to look upon and bless the participants of the ceremony who welcome your energy and blessings. I also make an offering to the gatekeeper of prosperity, good health, and power, and ask that you open the gates to those who choose to honor and accept the safe and continuous flow. And I'm making the infinity symbol over the screen 3 times of prosperity and real money, either physically or electronically, the power we need to complete all of our missions effectively, successfully, and safely, and the safe and continuous flow of healthy energy to heal all that ails them and restore them to good health, for which I assign an etheric ankh over all of the participants who want it, to constantly heal them through the ethers. And I call upon the divine energy of our brother and patron Saturn in the sacred element of Earth to restrict the adverse energies affecting them and restore positive and fruitful lives that is their birthright. Please accept my divine gratitude and blessings in return. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. I'd like to add with what Goddess Rhonda has said, which is so beautifully and eloquently done. She's
Thank you.
offered you all those many blessings. I'd like to offer also my many blessings on this most auspicious day. I further offer you all a mixture of lavender, basil, mint, and rue and chamomile to cleanse, protect, and bless you all in prosperity and success in all your financial endeavors, while giving you strength and peace of mind, body and soul, so you and your family can have as much as needed from us to you. Please be receptive to all these blessings if you so wish, and learn to accept them in the spirit in which they are offered. Many blessings received and many blessings accepted. And may the God and goddesses bless and thank you all for your many support and energies. So motivated.
Yes, thank you so much for contributing your love and support and energy to my sacred mission to stop domestic violence. And before we close out our circle, I just wanted to remind everyone to please visit our Universal 7-Day Candle Projects page. And if there is something, an issue that you want us to take on, by all means, please let us know. You can message us privately if you want to be anonymous with it. You don't want other people to see it. You can post it on our page. But we are going to be doing a lot of missions going forth in the future, and we want to address those that mean so much to you. So please let us know what those missions are so that we can take care of that for you. So now we're going to go ahead and close out our circle.
I thank you for all that you have given us and for empowering us with strength and courage and helping to wash away domestic violence. And we bid you farewell until we meet once more. So mote it be.
So mote it be. Fire, I thank you for all that you have given us and for empowering us with strength and courage and helping to burn away domestic violence on all levels. And we bid you farewell until we meet again. And thank you. So mote it be.
So mote it be. Air, I thank you for all that you've given us and for empowering us with strength and courage and helping to blow away domestic violence. And we bid you farewell until we meet once more. So mote it be.
So mote it be. Earth, I thank you for all that you have given us, for empowering us with strength and courage and grounding out domestic violence. We bid you farewell until we meet once more. So mote it be. And thank you.
So mote it be. Thank you.
So we've only got a few more weeks to go with our mission to help end and heal domestic violence. And again, please let us know what missions you would like us to take on for you. But until then, please like our Universal 7-Day Candle Projects page. And please also join us Mondays as we do our Priestess View show, where we address issues that affect pagans and current events, tell you what's going on, discuss spells. We have a whole lot of things coming up, really great things for you. And I believe our next show is Why Don't My Spells Work? I think is
Yes,
our next.
it is. It
Okay,
is.
good. Thank you, because I went blank for a second. And I have no problem saying I
Yeah,
went
it
blank for
is.
a second. I did. So I just wanted to
Yes.
make sure. So if you're having an issues manifesting, please join us for our show, and we're going to help you to do that. And that is Monday night at 7 Mountain, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, and 6 Pacific. So please join us.
Very good.
Thank you. I was
You
pretty
did
proud of myself for that
very
one. Got it all done without having to look.
good. Yeah, you did it. Yeah, and also one of the things too is you can also, along with that spell on Monday, have ask us some questions in the chat room or anything like that that pertain to spells, and give situations that we might be able to help you with why that particular one did not work, because there are many different situations.
Absolutely.
We gladly help if we can. And again, we don't know everything. No one does, but we
Right.
would certainly give it our best try,
Absolutely.
and do as much best as we can. And before we go, I wanted to tell everyone, I wanted to say many blessings to all of you. I hope you had a wonderful blue moon and blessed Lunasa or Lammas, however, and wish you guys all amazing celebrations with it. I hope you're all doing something in regard to the Sabbat, either later tonight or something. So many blessings and fruitful harvest to our first harvest to everyone. Okay? Thank you.
Absolutely. And especially if you're trying to hone your skills, God Luke has helped me so much with my skill building. Now is the time to say, help me out, what you need. If you want to have more psychic abilities, more manifestation power, more energy, more wisdom on skills, he's the master of all trades. So please take advantage of God Luke as well. Ask him for his help. And also as you enjoy the harvest as well. So until next week, merry meet, merry part, and merry
And
meet again.
again,
Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you
thank you.
next week. Bye bye.
Bye.